What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video about Maplestory Worlds. I just wanted to share some of the most recent news that we've gotten and just talk a bit about what we could expect from the release of Maplestory Worlds. And the release will be in 12 days, as you can see. If you have signed up for the newsletter, you will have received this email. They also did a poll. I didn't know they did a poll, or I have no idea who participated in this poll, but as you can see, the majority of people wanted to play Maplestory Worlds for remakes. So probably most of people want old school Maplestory. I'm here on the Korean version of Maplestory Worlds. It probably knows that I'm not in South Korea at the moment, because once I click get started, I get a notification that I don't have access to that page. And here is just a short overview what you can expect when creating games. You can of course use all the assets that Maplestory has to offer, and then you can profit from it, but I have no idea how the profit margins will be split between Nexon and the player. But it is interesting if you are planning to create something, and it is nice to maybe earn something from it. But I'm not sure how they will distribute the wealth. Anyway, also I have some Maplestory Worlds content for you to watch in the background, specifically Maplelands, because there were a few questions that I wanted to go over. And to be honest, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. All the questions that I'm about to answer, we don't have answers to those, because Maplestory Lands, the most popular old school version of Maplestory, that is run or launched through Maplestory Worlds, is fan-made, or is made by a team of people that can make the game however they want it to be. So for our Western release, we probably gonna get something similar. Like, the most popular server will probably be something that is closest to what we originally have gotten in the West when Maplestory released. But still, there's a few questions which I'm pretty curious about. So first question, what version of Maplestory, old school Maplestory, will be the most popular once Maplestory Lands, or equivalent to that, releases in the West, basically? That's a very interesting question, because will we just start from the first version, straight after the beta or the beta version, or will we go straight to third job? Because in the beta version, you only could go up to second job, and you only had Victoria Island, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, if we get Orbis straight from the get-go, I'm pretty curious to see if we also get third job straight from the get-go. I'm pretty sure we won't get fourth job straight from the release, because fourth job isn't even released in Korea at the moment. So the other question is, will there be maple weapons? It's a very interesting question to ask, because that would have heavy implications on what build you can make. Will you be able to go dexless? Will you be able to go luckless? Those kinds of questions are quite interesting, because as you all know, once you invest points in stats and skills, you can't get those back. Unless, and that goes into the next question, will HP washing be possible or necessary? And if you don't know what HP washing is, there's a whole bunch of videos on the internet that explain it. And I'm guessing that if you watch this video, you probably know what HP washing is. But if it is possible, there will be AP resets, and then it won't be such a big deal if you misplace a few of your SP and AP points, because you will be able to refund those and put them in the correct place. So, but HP washing, I'm pretty curious to see if they will include it, or if they will have a different approach to tackling the HP problem. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's something to keep in consideration when you make a character. That's quite important, actually. Also, will there be pay to win elements? And I'm just talking about I think you could buy cubes in the current version of Maplestory, and those could boost you in some certain way. I'm not 100% sure, but back in the day you could also just buy a pet that would help you loot and drink potions. I know in Maplestory lands they have pets, but I'm not sure if you have to pay for those with like real life money. But back in the day you also had double XP cards, double drop rate cards that you could buy with real money. At least in Europe we had those. I'm pretty sure they also had those in global. But those are pretty interesting questions, and we'll just have to wait and see what version of old school Maplestory will be the most popular in Maplestory worlds in the West. Because in Korea there's like a few different versions. I'll show a screenshot on screen right now of what I mean. Because for example, there is like one version that's completely optimized on mobile phones. Like an old school version. There is like, of course, Mapleland, that it's like the biggest one. It has it's trying to be the most accurate to old school Maplestory, pre-Big Bang, of course. And there's also like a server that will increase your experience by a lot. So it's old school, but with an increased experience. So those are like a few questions and a few interesting things to take into consideration. But we'll just have to wait 12 more days, or like probably when you see this video it'll be more or less like 10 days or 7 days. But it's pretty interesting to ask these questions and to think about those before you make a character. Or if you decide to play like a few days after the release, I would try to investigate and ask people what the answers are to these questions once the game has been released. Because once again, it'll help you to decide if you want to go do a dexless or lookless build, if maple weapons are included. If third job is included right from the get-go, because like a third job assassin, which would be a hermit, plays incredibly different from a second job like assassin. And same goes for every other class. So it's pretty interesting to know these things before starting the game. But yeah, that's about it. I'm not sure. I didn't have too much new information in this video, but it's just something that I wanted to talk about, and I'm pretty curious to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. What class are you gonna be playing? What are you looking? What are you expecting from the release of Maplestory Worlds? And yeah, if you want to have some friendly people to play the game with, come join the Discord server. There is a link in the description. And yeah, we have a pretty cool community that is planning to play together. So for now, that's about it. I guess I'll see you guys next week when the game comes out. Of course, my current series, the Iron Man Spearmint series, is coming to a close. So you can expect videos from that as well. And that's about it, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.